Hello, my name is Holly Els and today I'm going to be discussing a leadership situation which I experienced during my placement year. I'm then going to explain what I learned from this situation and reflecting back if there's anything that I would do differently. I completed my placement year with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. 8 months into being at Enterprise, I got the opportunity to be promoted from management trainee to management assistant. This gave me a lot more responsibility in the branch and meant that I was now able to solo manage shifts as well. I was managing a shift in August. August is a peak time of year for rental companies, especially with us being based at the airport. When people start to go on holiday, we get very busy. When I arrived in on shift, I saw that we had around 90 reservations. On a usual Saturday during peak, you'd be looking at around 70 reservations. So I knew that it was going to be a busy day ahead. The first thing that I decided to do was print out a reservation list. This just allowed me to see what vehicles I had on the fleet and what vehicles had been booked for the day. Also to check for any speciality vehicles such as large 4x4s or minibuses. These types of vehicles are usually sourced in, so it's very important at the start of a shift just to make sure that they're on the fleet and ready for the customer. I then spoke to my cleaning team just to let them know what cars needed to be cleaned and what time they would need to be in the car park. The cleaning team aren't based at the branch, so it's very important to keep them in the loop just to make sure that there's no miscommunication or mistakes later in the day. I then went on to hold a morning meeting with the colleagues I was working with on this day. This was Saeed and Kat. Saeed and Kat had been with us for around a month at this point, so I did inform them that it was going to be a busy day ahead and that they would need to use all the skills that they had learned from being with us so far. I asked them if they had any concerns for the shift. They let me know they were both a little bit worried about knowing the different car classes and the different car brands. So they didn't want to take a customer outside into the car park and give away the wrong vehicle, or delay the customer by coming back inside to double check with me. So what I decided to do was head out into the car park. It's a secure car park, so usually the keys are left in all the vehicles, and I brought the keys inside. By putting the keys in the key cabinet, it just meant that while Saeed and Kat were serving, I was able to grab them the key they needed and they could head straight outside to the allocated vehicle. Or if I was busy, they could check the plan and then grab the key from the organised cabinet. It just helped create a system for the rest of the day and avoid any confusion for them as well. As we headed into the afternoon, we hit our peak for the day. So one coach arriving can bring around 25 customers for us on a busy day. This means you're often serving with large queues in front of you and you need to be serving as quickly and as efficiently as possible. I started serving as well as Saeed and Kat. When I came back inside from serving a customer, Kat informed me that she'd upgraded a customer to a large 4x4. Usually this wouldn't be a problem, but on this day the fleet was being run very tight, meaning there was only one large 4x4 for one booking later in the evening. I informed Kat this wasn't a problem. It was more important that she had communicated this with me now, rather than when the customer arrived and then we delayed the customer while we solved the mistake. We called the customer and checked if he'd booked a large vehicle due to needing people space or luggage space. Luckily, he just needed lots of luggage space, so we were able to find an alternative vehicle with a big boot. This gave me a great opportunity to communicate with Kat what she could do to solve this problem or similar problems if she faced them in the future. Throughout the day, we did have customers booking last minute and coming straight up to collect the vehicles. So we had to communicate with the customers that there would be a little bit of a wait or they would need to move their bookings. Some customers did get quite angry that they needed a vehicle straight away. So I explained to Saeed and Kat it was very important just to listen to the customer and explain clearly that as soon as we got an early return or a cancellation, we'd get the customer going as soon as possible. Reflecting back, this was a very busy day, but through being organised and communicating with each other, we solved any problems and it ended up being a great shift. When I arrived in on the Monday, I was informed that we had grown by 32% compared to the year before. It was a great feeling to have run that shift, and it also gave me a brilliant opportunity to feed back to my managers how well Saeed and Kat had done under so much pressure so early on into their careers. Reflecting back, is there anything that I would do differently? I probably would have started to look at the reservation list earlier in the week. It would have allowed me to see that the reservations were getting higher, and I could have asked my manager Mike for an extra colleague on shift. By having an extra colleague, it would have just meant that we could have reduced queue times and therefore improved our customer service. What did I learn from this situation I faced and other situations I faced during my time at Enterprise? I learned that mistakes do happen, but it's more important with how you fix them that really makes the difference. Also, communication and organisation are key. How I organise for a day helps me run more efficiently, helped maximise my sale potential for my colleagues, and also minimised mistakes. Communicating with my team helped me know how they like to be managed, and they knew what I expected from them as well, helping us work better as a team overall. Thank you for listening.